18-year-old shot and killed in TikTok. Prank turned deadly. In the early morning of May 3rd at 3 a.m. in a quiet residential area in Pennsylvania, Virginia, an emergency call to 911 reported 3 people attempting to break into a home. The homeowner, 27-year-old Tyler Butler, told police he believed he was being robbed. In a state of panic and fear, Butler fired at the group of teenagers, killing one and injuring another. The unfortunate victim was Michael Bosworth Jr., an 18-year-old student and star of Mosaponex High School's tennis team. Just weeks away from graduation, instead of preparing to receive his diploma, his family now must prepare for a heartbreaking funeral. Michael's friend sustained minor injuries, while the third person in the group fortunately escaped unharmed. What was meant to be a harmless prank turned into an irreversible tragedy. It was Ding Dong Ditch, a familiar prank where teenagers ring doorbells and run away. According to the survivors, they were participating in a TikTok challenge and had recorded themselves at several other houses that night, planning to post the videos on social media as part of a spreading trend. Initially, Tyler Butler was not arrested. He told police he had been awakened at 3 a.m. by loud noises and believed someone was trying to break into his home. Under Virginia law, homeowners are not required to retreat if they believe they are facing an imminent threat, commonly known as stand your ground or no retreat law. This provision allows individuals to use force, including deadly force, if they have reasonable fear for their safety. However, the situation changed when police spoke with the 2 surviving teenagers. According to court documents obtained by 7 News, these teenagers stated they were not trying to break in or steal anything. Instead, they were just playing the Ding Dong Ditch prank, ringing the doorbell and running away hoping the homeowner would open the door and find no one there. According to their testimony, after ringing the bell and running to hide, they were suddenly shot. Michael Bosworth Jr. was taken to Mary Washington Hospital, but later died. The second friend suffered minor injuries and received treatment at the hospital. After further investigation, Tyler Butler was arrested and charged with second-degree murder, malicious wounding, and 2 counts of using a firearm in the commission of a felony. This case raises complex questions about Virginia's self-defense laws and the boundary between property protection rights and excessive use of force. According to criminal defense attorney Diane Toscano, the case will depend on whether a judge or jury believes the defendant felt reasonable and imminent fear of bodily harm. In Virginia, to justify the use of deadly force, you must believe that at that moment in the current situation, you or your family is in imminent danger of death or serious injury, Toscano explained. Fear alone is not enough to justify shooting and killing someone. A crucial factor in this case is the position of the victims when they were shot. If these teenagers were running away from the house and were shot from behind, it would be difficult to prove that the use of deadly force was justified. However, if the victim was right at the door, holding a phone, which could be mistaken for a gun, and there was a verbal exchange, the situation would be much more complicated. Other factors affecting the case include the time of the incident, 3 a.m., the number of shots fired, and Butler's initial statement in the 911 call. According to reports, a neighbor said the teenagers were not just ringing the doorbell and running away. Butler thought they were kicking his garage door. Forensic evidence could be the deciding factor in this case. The exact position of the teenagers when shot, the bullet trajectory, and other forensic details will help determine if they were running away or approaching Butler. The 911 call and Butler's initial statement will also be crucial as they show his state of mind at the time. This evidence reflects what he thought was happening and whether he truly felt threatened enough to use deadly force. Videos from the teenagers' mobile phones may also provide important evidence. According to reports, they had recorded videos of doorbell ringing at other houses that night. These videos could corroborate their claim that they were just playing a prank, not trying to break into Butler's home. While Tyler Butler faces second-degree murder charges, questions remain about whether the 2 surviving teenagers will face charges such as trespassing. According to Toscano, prosecutors typically don't want to charge individuals considered victims when they're also pursuing a case against another defendant. However, this case is more complicated because the 2 surviving teenagers may be considered key witnesses in the case against Butler. Therefore, charging them could create a conflict for the prosecutor's office. In some cases, another jurisdiction might step in to prosecute these witnesses. Regarding TikTok and other social media platforms, questions about legal liability remain complex. Although TikTok provides a platform for users to post content, that doesn't necessarily mean the platform is responsible for the consequences of those activities. This is an evolving area of law, with many lawsuits filed and pending against TikTok and dangerous challenges. This case raises profound questions about prank culture and social media trends, especially their influence on young people. A seemingly harmless prank like Ding Dong Ditch turned into a deadly tragedy, causing the painful death of a promising young man and potentially sending a man to prison for 40 years or more. Attorney Toscano hopes young people will pay attention to this case and realize that even things that don't seem like a big deal, like a prank, can lead to serious consequences. You have to realize that you don't know what the person inside the house has. You don't know whose doorbell you're ringing. You don't know what they're thinking. It's 3 a.m., she said. Sadly, this is not the first time a TikTok challenge has had deadly consequences. Social media challenges often attract young people because of the excitement and opportunity for fame, but they can also encourage reckless and dangerous behavior. Going forward, the legal process for this case could take from 6 months to a year before trial. Currently, prosecutors are continuing to gather evidence to provide to the defense, including testimonies, surveillance videos, security cameras, and any other evidence they can collect. Meanwhile, the defense will work to find witnesses and information favorable to Butler. They will need at least 6 months to prepare for trial, but it could take longer. As of now, Tyler Butler is being held in jail without bail. He faces second-degree murder charges, which could result in up to 40 years in prison, along with other charges that could add more time to his sentence. Michael Bosworth Jr. would have graduated high school in a few weeks, with a bright future ahead. Instead, his family faces irreplaceable loss. Tyler Butler, a young 27-year-old man, now faces the possibility of spending most of his remaining life in prison. And all of this stemmed from a seemingly harmless prank that turned into tragedy on one fateful night. Ultimately, this tragedy is a call for serious discussion on many important issues: gun ownership rights and self-defense laws, the responsibility of social media platforms in preventing dangerous trends, and the importance of educating teenagers about the potential consequences of reckless actions. As this case continues, it will not only determine Tyler Butler's fate, but also raise important questions about how we, as a society, balance self-defense rights, personal responsibility, and community safety in the digital age.